Hello and welcome back to Queen's Wish 2, and yeah, we got to talk quite a lot this time. First we are in Esker Keep at the moment. We managed to break through the siege the last time, and now first we need to talk here, and then we will pass on to the north, pass through to the north to Etze, and then also get this 4. And with that, some new buffs and so on. So let's first talk to these guys here. Maxwell Morgan and Camilla Morgan. The captain of this tiny force walks slowly forward to greet you. He is hungry, exhausted, and bearing several minor wounds. He summons up a last bit of inner resolve to greet you. These soldiers will not appear weak before their prince. He gives you a smart salute. Welcome, Prince. I am Captain Maxwell Morgan. I apologize for the sloppy state of our camp. We've had a bit of a bother lately. We thank you humbly for your aid. Well met, Captain. You have done well. Thank you, Prince. Your arrival is very welcome. We never lost hope that someone would relieve us someday. Now the pass is almost retaken. Only one job to do. How did you get stuck here? Our orders were to hold the tower. We formed a defensive perimeter around it to the west. We expected small raids. We didn't expect a full, highly directed horde of K-beasts. When we saw them, we fought toward the tower to adopt a better defensive position. By that time, the row had fled and the raiders had taken the tower. What? Oh, so we do need to still clear the tower. What do you know about the raiders? There's a huge number of K-beasts. They seem to be led by a small number of row. Perhaps low Dargans, perhaps not. Yes, I know, humans actually commanding K-beasts. I wouldn't have believed it unless I saw it with my own eyes. Who sent the raiders? He grins. I'm afraid we never got a chance to converse with them. If we ever chat, I promise that will be the first thing we ask. This sort of casual attitude is normal among Heavenites in war, no matter what their relative rank. Did you get support from the governor? Oh, did Governor Artu send support to us? Did he lift a finger to keep us from getting slaughtered? I am afraid not. Is that unusual? Normally, we are used to getting proper support from our commanders in times of war. Governor Artu was obviously distracted. It is not my place to question him. I have another question. Captain Maxwell stands at attention. Occasionally, he casts a worried glance at the tower looming above you. We are ready to help reclaim the pass, Prince. What is the current situation? Their siege of us is lifted. We are grateful. Our siege of their forces in the tower continues. Their warriors are still in there. With excellent timing, someone dumps a bucket of waste out of a high window of the tower. Happily, your soldiers have grown very adept of dodging. Do you have enough supplies? Barely. We would have had to withdraw weeks ago had we not received 2 wagons of rations, delivered at great risk, I'd mentioned. Who provided the supplies? The row of the Low Darga. They came from the north at great speed and risk. They were sent by the Raza Lavita. We are grateful. By the north? Isn't Lavita from the south? Okay. Alright. I have another question. You said there's another job to do? The tower must be retaken. As long as our foes hold that high ground, Malachite Pass is lost to raiders. Who do you propose to take the tower? He looks at this depleted force. Is his, probably. Even with the siege lifted, we don't have the strength to retake the tower in our current state. We are hoping, perhaps, that you could use some of the amazing magic of the leaders of the Haven. And what will you be doing while I'm in there? Guarding your back. A surprise attack by raiders trapping you in the tower is a genuine possibility. We'll keep that from happening. What is waiting for me in there? My best guess based on what we've seen already, K-beasts in quantity. Also a few human raiders. Also whoever has the power to command those creatures. It promises to be a festive mix. Yes, probably quite hard. I mean, we had this one battle against this dude, or dudette over there, this summoner person, and that was, if we encounter that one again in a more open environment, we have a problem. I have another question. Alright. So we still have the quest to go in there, which we will not do this time. There's a... I mean, we are rested now, but still. There's a mage of the Heavenite army standing in the middle of the circle. She sways softly from side to side, letting out a low chant. The insignia on her robes mark her as a member of the Heavenite magical engineers. When you get close, she whispers, "Greetings, Prince. I'm Camilla, Morgan. Please don't distract me. I'm maintaining the walls." "Hello." She clenches her teeth and keeps humming. "What is the situation?" She whispers, "I have been concentrating on these walls for weeks, far too long. Soon I will go mad, die, or both." "What are you concentrating on?" "These walls will not stand forever on their own. When I stop chanting, they crumble." "Can you teach me how to do that?" "It takes years to learn. Total dedication to the discipline. Also, no. You can't take a break?" "I can sleep a few hours out of every 24. Small breaks to collapse, otherwise I must focus." "You can release the walls now. The tower is not retaken. We may be attacked again at any moment. I am a soldier of Haven and I must do my work. Leave me, please." Okay, so we need to talk to her once we got the tower. But this will be another time. We are leaving now. Alright. There's another pass to the west. Okay, we will not go there yet. You achievement unlocked, lifting the siege. You emerge from the pass and enter the higher northern half of the low dark. It is not as hot as this far upward. There is a distinct chill in the air. However, it is even more barren. Few rain clouds coming off of the sea to make it this far in. Few rain clouds coming off of the sea make it this far inland. You see signs that the raids that have plagued this land are even more severe here. There are several guard towers watching the road, each fully staffed with heavily armed dragons. Some of them wait at the fires ahead to greet you. Well, let's talk to them then. There's a large force of warriors watching the pass into the land. Several of them, including their leader, wait by this fire to greet and question visitors. Of course, when they see the insignia on your shoulder, they are ready to let you pass. They watch as you approach, and their captain rises from his stool. They all show signs of recent battles, and the ground nearby has been scorched with spells. Speak with him. His face is cold as stone, but he is cordial. You are offered food and drink. "Welcome, Haven, to the upper low Darga. The Raza sent a word ahead of your arrival. We congratulate you on your victories. How may I aid you? Please report on the radar situation." "Troublesome. As long as you stay close to the road, you are safe, though this gets worse with every passing day. The KBs and road raiders are always close, though. Any cities nearby?" "I'm happy to say that that refuge is closed. The city of Etsay is not far to the north." Or Etsay? "Heaven has a fort up here?" "It does, though it is a journey. Esker Keep is to the northeast. Thank you for your aid. And we wish you good hunting." He returns to his stool. At no point in your conversation did he show a smile or betray any emotion. This is normal for the low Darga, and it's increasingly unsettling. Alright, and you? You don't say anything. This is a patrol. The sign says, "Beware brigands, stay close to the roads." Alright. So Etsay is really just there, but we will go to the fort first. Okay, you meet a small caravan on the road. There are 2 stage coaches guarded by 10 armed Dagon men. The windows of the wagons are covered with curtains. When you get close, the men react. They form a circle around the wagons. They don't attack, but their hands are on their weapons. Stop them. They attempt to seem calm, but they are very concerned. They really don't want you to see who or what is in the coaches. There's one old man among them walking with the aid of a spear. He walks to the front. "Hello, Haven. We are only traveling to Etsay. Why are you stopping us? We wish to pass." "And what is in the coaches?" "They are our people. They are not shown out here in the open. Keeping them hidden is our way. We asked to pass." There are lots of raiders about. We know. We are armed. We stay close to the roads. Open the coaches. You shoulder past the Dagons and open the coaches. Inside you find several women of their clan. When they see you, they shout insults and slam the doors closed. You turn and find the Dagons looking at you with contempt. Without another word, they march past you. Okay. Okay, let's visit these. A stoneworking clan of the Lodaga lives here. They have several old worn stone halls surrounded by piles of stone blocks in varying stages of processing. When you come into the view, the men worshipping outside shout in alarm and grab their weapons. Brigands must be constant threats. When they see that you are a Heavenite and not a raider, they lower their weapons. Greet them. They bow when you approach. You are offered a meal and tea. They are quiet, grim folk, betraying none of their true feelings when they speak. Yet they must have heard good things about you. They are talking after all. You learn that they trade some of their finer stone and other crafts to travelers. They have made some things that might be of interest to you. Let me see your wares. A great axe, okay. Tier 2 weapon, but I mean we will get better stuff. You conclude your business, depart. The men of the clan gather to bid you farewell as you depart. It is about as cordial as you can expect. At no time during your visit do you get a glimpse of any of the women of the clan. Alright. At Say West, Esker Keep East. And there's some farmers or what? Not far ahead, you see the welcoming walls of a fortress of Haven. Your lands are pushed back in this corner of the Dagon Valley. You have claimed a large patch of rare, arable land, and you are carefully working every inch of it. This foreshows the signs of neglect you have come to expect, but the guards are armed and alert. There are lots of brigands in this region hunting for easy prey. Alright, let's get Esker Keep. You enter Esker Keep, the northern haven fort in the Lodaga. The Ro in this province can come here to trade, make petitions and ask for judgments from the Rukai. A few of them are walking about. The fort is in a state of great neglect. It is operating at the most minimal, cheapest level of capability. It is not unusual for the fort to be allowed to decay in a peaceful vassal. It's expensive to keep every fort ready for war. However, in the Rukai, such relaxation seems unwise, especially with all the raiders about. You prepare to take control of the resources taken by the fort. Its restoration must be redirected by you. And we got more resources, but no of this quicksilver. Alright, let's go in there. You enter the main hall of Esker Keep. Surprisingly, the soldiers here made sure that it is properly equipped. Everything is clean and in good repair. There are lots of supplies, in particular there are lots of weaponry and armor, far more than you have seen in other forts of the Rome. They are all cleaned and oiled. Much of it is new. An expensive armory ready to outfit a considerable force. The soldiers salute you as they pass. They say that the commanders are in the northern offices. Soldier, soldier. Visitor. The coast is weak. The ice is coming. And there we have our sister. The mirror fills with purple mist. You hear hissing. Then someone clears her throat. Ah, I'm through, finally. Kordanor, are you there? It's Delia. Heavenite soldiers have returned to safety in the Lodaga. They said you were involved in our victory there. I contributed, but truly they were the real heroes. I liberated our trapped soldiers. And very well done. You have freed them from a miserable situation. One they should never have been in. Yet the work continues. What will be done now? The Lodaga has fallen into shambles while our attention was elsewhere. Its status shames our family. Governor Arto is a gross incompetent and must be replaced when we have a suitable candidate. Yeah. Maybe I should also make a note about him. Incompetent. Delia's voice is quiet and flat, but you can tell how upset she is by the situation. You sound angry. No replacement for the governor is available. I want to replace the governor now. The queen does not want you to do so. I agree. Your job now is to calm the situation so that we don't look weak and the road don't revolt. How can I do that? Rise up above Governor Artus idiocy. Below Darg's problem is this horde of raiders and invaders. Hunt them back to their land. Find whoever's responsible and destroy them. This will solve all of our immediate problems. I think clearing away bandits and raiders is beneath me. I will do what I can. You put me in charge here. I will decide how to proceed. There is a tense silence. Kordanor, please don't revert to your rebellious ways. Trust me, trust Mother. We know what is best. Clear away the raiders and get out. Our soldiers can handle the rest. Happy hunting. The mist fades. And of course, there's someone else to talk to. When you approach the mirror, it fills with a soothing white mist. You lean close, expecting kind of reassuring words. Instead, Sutter's harsh voice barks out at you. Kordanor, you there? We just got the report. You've taken control of the 6th fort. About time. Only one to go. Hello, Sutter. Mother usually talks to me when I reach a new fort. Mother is otherwise occupied. It's a lovely, lovely day. She is in the garden tending to her flowers. And her lists, so she had me check in with you. The garden? The small royal garden, the one with the portal. Strange to see her there. She hasn't personally touched her flowers in years. Nice to see her in a good mood, I guess. I have a report about the fall. How is Mother doing? Sutter pauses. She is better. It happened a few days ago. She suddenly has more energy. She's up and out of bed. She smiles sometimes, which is strange for her, but it beats the alternative, I think. Yesterday I heard her hum. Unfortunately, she's devoting a good portion of this new energy to expanding her list of tasks. The list is getting longer? By the day, every one of our vassals needs to be put in order apparently. She's even developing plans for nations not already our vassals. Ominous. I have been patient with her, but it may soon be time to rest and consolidate what we have gained. This is getting exhausting. I may just stay in the Rokai. This is all for the good of Haven. This is getting exhausting. It's all for the good of Haven. Perhaps. However, our resources, yours, mine, and Delia's, are limited. We must choose carefully what we give our limited attention to. I should not be dealing with every major vassal at once. That is how people get tired. It is how mistakes happen, he sighs. But it is my duty. One day, hopefully, far in the future, I will be king. Nope, I will be king. Do you think you will be king soon? Are you sure you should be king? You are proving that you are worthy of the crown. Do we have to talk about politics? Are you sure you should be king? There's a very long pause. You get nervous. When Sutter is silent this long, it means he's angry. And yet, when he speaks, he seems calm. Should not? It does not matter. It is chosen. I am the tool forged for this job. It is my only purpose. It is what will happen. I have not forgotten how you questioned me when you returned from Sacramentum. I will be king. Know your place. Yeah, that's a reference back to how we solved the previous game then. That is all. The mist clears from the mirror. The audience is over. But yeah, the references so far have been very small. There's Chief Xurxo. Okay. Captain. Okay. Elven Soldier. Not sure. Let's talk to them later and first go upstairs. Heaven. Okay. Some chests. Nothing in here. In there. Nope. And lastly, and there's another book. Razas and Rokai rule. Okay, let me make a note. Razas and Rokai rule. The Rokai is not ruled by one single leader. Such an organized system is too simple and predictable for such a wild and fractious land. Instead, each of the 4 provinces of the Rokai is ruled by Raza. Razas are local kings. Their power over their province is absolute, though a cruel or incompetent Raza will not survive for long. The Ro will not tolerate it. The provinces of the Rukai constantly raid and harass each other. When a dispute between two Razas becomes too violent or disruptive, it is settled by the Raza of the High Letha. The High Letha is a poor and hungry land, but it is also the repository of the old ways of the Ro. Raza is not hereditary position. When a Raza dies of natural causes or the occasional assassination, there is a period of months where the local clans argue and negotiate. There is a lot of trading and violence in this unstable time. When viable candidates finally emerge, they ascend to the ancient stone circle of Prova Krug and argue and fight until one of them wins the submission of the others. Alright. I am honored. Philomi. There's a young Dagon woman sitting nervously in this library. It's an unusual sight. You only rarely see Dagon women. They tend to be kept hidden in their clan houses. When you approach, she rises and bows. Then, unsure if that's the right gesture, she curtsies. Then she bows again. Then one more time for safety. Then she wrings her hands and stammers, "Hello, Prince of the Rukai and Haven, cousin. I am Philome." Cousin? What brings you to Esker Keep, Philome? I came to make a petition, to ask for help, cousin. You called me cousin? You are Ro, yes? Your father came from the Lodaga, then you are part of us, but I am sorry for being so familiar. I came to ask for help, but I shouldn't bother you. What brought you to see me? No, I didn't know you would be here, but knowing your princes and princesses have Rukai blood in them is very precious. To some of us, the loyal ones. Do you think we are related? Oh no, we both spring from the soil of the Lodaga, but we are not closely related, I think. Sometimes it gets very hard to tell. What do you know of my father? Everyone in the Lodaga knows the name of Consort Damal. He made the Rukai the price of Haven for a time. Then he died. His clan was powerful once. Do you know anything about my clan? Only that they thought it wise to settle new land when your father died. They went into the wilds to the east with permission to start a new province for the Ro. I don't know what happened to them. I have another question. Philome stands while she talks to you. She isn't sure if she's allowed to sit in your presence. She shyly waits for you to speak. Why do you need Haven's help? She starts to talk, but then she chokes a bit. She wasn't prepared to speak. You give her time to regain her composure. I have fled my clan. Life for women in the Lodaga it can be hard. I have come here to make a petition. What would your life be if you returned home? They have planned a marriage for me, a life in hiding. Many of my sisters and cousins, my cousins by blood, they are happy with their fate. I do not want to be bound to this man, so I fled. Can Haven change the lots of women in the Lodaga? The question surprises her. She gives it a long thought. Then she shakes her head. No, the Rukai are independent and stubborn. I can't afford foolish dreams. I know that if Haven tried to force us to change, it could only cause more rebellion than you are getting. What is your petition? I wish to leave the Lodaga. I want to serve Haven. Somewhere else. I am asking for a position in one of your forts. I can cook, clean, repair. I learn fast. I am literate. She sets on the table an unsigned order and a pouch. If you sign this, it says I am worthy to work in one of your forts. The pouch contains a precious gift. Precious gift? When I left my clan, I took payment for all the work I've done. It is full of valuable crystals. I bought it to show my respect and get consideration. Sometimes Dagons get angry when you help us women. They are grateful for the mercy of Haven. We are grateful for the mercy of Haven. You offer a bribe. I need to think about it. You may have a post. Sign the paper, take the bribe. You may have the post, but I don't need your bribe. I will not anger the Ro. Your request is denied. Bribing me is illegal. Leave before I have you punished. You may have a post, but I don't need your bribe. Sign the paper. You read and then sign the paper. Philome is now eligible to work in Haven Forts. Thank you so much, Prince. I will always be loyal to Haven. She takes the pouch. Right, and now... Okay, stands while she talks to you. She isn't sure if she's allowed to sit in your presence. She shall you speak. Have you begun your new job yet? I'm deciding where to go. Stay close to home. Go to the Gentle Coast. I've heard that the Kranas is beautiful. I've never made choices like this before. I will decide soon. You leave her to plan her journey. Alright. Then let's talk to this guy. Chief Xurxo. Unlike the tidy halls outside the doors, this office is full of dust and clutter. You have to choke back a sneeze. It doesn't look like the soldiers come back here very often. A hunched-over man with grey hair sits at the desk, shuffling back and forth through a thick pile of paper. He looks up at you, slowly rises, and lets out a little cough. My prince, Esker Keep is so honored to meet you. I am Chief Xurxo. I know why you are in the Low Daga, and all of our resources are at your disposal. He slumps back into his chair. I need to report about the current situation. Of course. Our fort is stable, secure, and in a good defensive position. There is still a radar presence in the Low Daga, but it is a local disturbance of low importance. All is well. Tell me about this fort. Esker Keep is Haven's only outpost in the northern Low Daga, serving all of this region including the city of Etze. It has been proved to be entirely adequate for our needs. Don't we have an outpost in Etze? This was deemed an unnecessary expense. Anyone with business with Haven can easily travel here. Actually, everything in this fort is run down. Xurxo lets out a little cough. This fort's budget and capabilities are entirely in line with what is required of it. The Low Daga has the standard raw chaos, but there's no sign that they can threaten Haven's presence. Tell me about the raiders in the Low Daga. Normally, they would not be significant. I understand that Raza Lavita petitioned you to fight them. Such insolence. If you want to know where to hunt, the Master of Etze can help you. You need to fight them. Okay. What is the status of the Rokai as a whole? Please don't be disturbed by the attacks of other distractions. The Rokai is normal for the Rokai. All is well. I have carefully followed Governor Artu's principles. Governor Artu is the incompetent one. What are Governor Artu's principles? The Rokai is a precious vassal, but it is unstable. There is always a chance that it can rise up against us. Therefore, it is best to treat it with respect and neglect. We collect our taxes, help when they ask, and otherwise leave them alone. This has left the Low Daga at a normal and tolerable level of disruption. I am here to judge Governor Artu. Governor Chief Xurxo looks nervous. I'm aware of that. Of course, I completely support our governor. His principles have brought Haven peace and a constant flow of tribute. He seems adequate for the post. I'm considering replacing him. That is your right, but you will have a hard time replacing him. I'm too close to retirement. You will find a lack of ambitious, talented young Havenites here. The Low Daga is not a prime destination for the ambitious. How else can I help you? I'd like to know more about you. I'm a full citizen of Haven, though I was born in the Achaemen. I served the Empire from a young age and have had a long career. Now I will end my career and retire after a blemish-free time watching over the Low Daga. Tell me about the Achaemen. It's the next vassal over to the west, past about 100-mile stretch of wilderness. We generate less wealth for Haven than the Rokai, but we also cause far fewer headaches. What qualities caused Governor Artu to select you? I am patient. I have a strong reputation for passiveness. I am always looking for an excuse to not act. Well, that's great. You can almost see dust settling on him as he speaks. We had that expression before. And that is a good quality? In the Rokai? Yes. Anything we do can anger these touchy folk. It is always best to leave them alone as much as possible. That is why things are so peaceful now. You think the Rokai is peaceful? Well, I know there have been some assassinations, true, but you were never in real danger, and the villains are on the way of being punished. Standard business in the Rokai. Some will try to trick you into seeing rebellions and grand conspiracies around every corner. Don't let yourself be fooled. Okay, so he's the Lodaga. That's the upper Lodaga, right? Upper Lodaga. And he is Fort Manager is Xurxu and 2 passive. Just making a note there so that I can remember him. Well, I don't remember him, but I can read my notes. I have another question. I need resources. 1 second. Chief looks at the tea brought for you and tries to make conversation. Whenever you ask a question, he searches through his unsorted piles of maps and reports to find the answer. His office is a neglected mess, like his fort. Yeah, great. I need resources to build your... I think we had that already, right? Yes, we did. I need resources to rebuild our forts. Then it is good fortune for us both that you are here. Much of our stone comes from a haven claim, the stinging oasis. The women there work very hard to make properly dressed stone for us. However, recently they stopped sending stone, and I haven't had the soldiers to spare to send an expedition. Also, I must be careful. The oasis angers the Lodagans. Where is the oasis? It is not far to the southeast if you explore in that direction. Travel with care. There are more raiders than usual that way. That is why I avoid sending soldiers there. Why hasn't the oasis been sending stone? We have had no messengers. However, it is not an unusual event. The works there have frequent disruptions. Some of the locals are very angry about the place. Why does the oasis anger the Dagons? It is a refuge. You see, the low Dagons tend to keep an unusual level of control over the women. Not all of the ladies here care for this. Thus, Haven declared the stinging oasis a refuge. All women can flee there for a time, and we protect them. Oh, okay. In return, while they are there, they can put that admirable Dagon skill at stonework at our disposal. That is how they pay their rent. Why is this refuge necessary? The Lodaga can be a very hard place for a woman with a strong spirit. Some women here flee to other provinces to build new lives. Others want to remain in this land for their own reasons. They can hide at the oasis. Did you create this refuge? No, it predates Governor Artu's rule. The oasis is exactly the sort of provocation our wise governor tries to avoid. Sounds good to me though. Alright. New quests. Okay. Captain Atsukina. There's a captain of the Haven army waiting for you in the corner of this office. The chamber itself is sparse. Most of the maps and equipment are in other rooms, except for a thick binder of maps on her desk. This is a quite calm room where she can meet and plan. She stands up straight and gives you a salute. You note that her robes are clean and pressed, with her captain's insignia on the shoulders. She says, "Welcome to Esker Keep, Prince. I am Captain Atsutsena. I am honored by your visit and eager to tell you what we have been doing here." You have a lot of maps on your desk. She nods. The row has very complicated topography. Many maps are required for operations. You have probably guessed from what you saw in the entry hall. We've been doing a lot of work here. We need to act up here, away from the governor's gaze. Governor's gaze? Okay. What can you tell me about this region? As you have seen, the Lodaga is full of raiders, whatever you might have heard. This is no ordinary force. They are numerous and organized. Of course, if ordered, I could give opinions about Governor Artu. You're avoiding the governor's gaze? She decides to pretend that she misspoke. I'm sorry, I would never try to disobey the governor. I mean, I was trying to improve Haven's position without causing the governor difficulties or worry. A very high quality and productive lie. It is also easier to speak with the row up here. Farther upward, they are more likely to be frank. You have contracts with the local row? I've been building a network, figuring out what clans properly value Haven and which ones foolishly want to expel us. If the seals get choppy, we will need lists of the loyal. If you are trying to jump the chain of command, don't. I won't hear criticism of the governor. Be silent. You may speak freely. Governor, Arto is passive. In some vassals, this works. Here the row respect decisiveness and courage. They will push us constantly. Sometimes we need to push back, or they will think us weak, removable. Alas, I think it is too late to correct our mistakes. We must be prepared for whatever the Rukai is planning. I'm here to judge Governor Arto. All are aware of that. It may be time, however, to replace him. You need a superior candidate to replace him. Someone of higher status than me. Competent, brave, and ambitious. Nobody like that has come here from Haven in a long time. Tell me about the raiders. You have seen yourself how numerous they are. How brave and determined. There are lots of them. They are persistent and willing to die. Most importantly, they don't seem interested in wealth. They are a problem. I thought I could do something to solve it. You're asked to be transferred here. I made the request of General Angach back in Lascara. He agreed, and he gave me a great deal of resources and freedom. I came here. This seems the place where will and steel can do the most good. I met raiders in the Gentle Coast. Yes, and they tried to kill you. A serious attempt on the life of Sata and you, deep in supposedly peaceful territory. It should have gotten much more attention than it did. Ever heard of someone called the Wolf? She thinks about this. No. Then again, while we have fought brigands, we have never managed to capture any. They are also good at not leaving written records. Where are the raiders hiding? They seem to be most numerous in and around Wajita Mountain to the north. They are also constantly occupy and then flee the ruins of Fort Cariaris to the south. What is Wajita Mountain? One of the larger mountains of the region. It is seen through with many mining tunnels. Shot through with many mining tunnels. An excellent place for brigands to hide. Anyone following them into the tunnels is likely to die from any of 1,000 sorts of ambush. Why haven't they been destroyed? They move around quickly, they hide in tunnels, and they are clever. When we chase them into the mine shafts, we might kill a few, true. Then they spring their traps, bury our warriors, and flee. Actually, defeating them will require both strength and cunning, skilled hunters in small groups. I can see why Raza Lavita gave you the petition. I have another question. Captain Atsuchena keeps a small fire lit in the brazier while you are here. She's eager to discuss military matters with you while sitting and sipping roti. Her constant tense energy makes her out of place among Haven soldiers in this vassal state. Tell me about the raiders. Transferred here. Okay. No. Okay, there wasn't anything else. I've come to fight the raiders. I am pleased. I will be careful to not interfere with your efforts. There's much to be done. There is a small offshoot band of brigands I have been hunting. I thought you would be interested. Go on. Many of my soldiers are new and unpracticed. They are Heavenites but green. I have had them raid in the Larocon ruins. There are plenty of raiders hiding there. However, our soft targets have been reinforced. I could use more help rooting them out of their ruin. There would be value in controlling that location. Where are the Larocon ruins? To the northwest, at the base of the mountain separating us from the High Letha. It's an old ruin, one of the many fortresses shattered during the Great Uprising. What would you have done with these brigands if you defeated them? I'd have taken them to the prisons in Etze, Master Aurichikalkum, and I would have questioned them together. Then execution. They try to kill a prince. The time for Governor Arto's softness and indecision has passed. Alright, that's it. And we got a new quest, and we finished talking in this castle thingy, so this 4. And here we can buy... there's probably nothing in here, right? So let's put the barracks in here. Buy buildings. Barracks. Place. Barracks. Alright. Visitor. Make a stall. Then let's build the... Well, we need to have this guard tower. We need to upgrade the 4. And then we will be asked what we want to get there. And I think last time I mentioned that I wanted to split between these two, which seems to be a good idea. To hit chance, increase the damage of your physical attacks by 1. Each level gives a 5%. Yeah, each level gives a 5% chance to retain, use energy, and 5% status effects and heals. Concerning knowledge and equipment. Yeah. 5% bonus to all status effects and heals. Yeah, let's use that. Though I'm not sure if it makes sense to split them, but either way, let's do it that way. The weaving room. So let's place the items first where we don't need any of the quicksilver. Stall. And here we will put the carpenter. Let me see your wares. Actually, I think we might be able to sell some stuff. This is also... what was that? Not enough magic skills to use. Yeah, that was the issue, because we would not be able to use the orb anymore. But then again, maybe we should focus on doing damage instead of... Yeah, either way. So what was that? Manhand weapon? 18. That's quite a lot of absorb, I think, so that can be sold. This is probably also not necessary anymore, but let's keep that. Okay. And I think we might bigger backpack. Every time you buy 2 new weavers, the size of your backpack is increased by 1. To get a bigger backpack, install. Okay. And stall. Yeah, we built the smithy. And that's then all we can do here for now. Install augments and runes. I think we were able to also take them out again, right? So we can put this bloodletting into the weapon. Okay. Yeah. Or you are only able to destroy them again. I mean, I will keep them now here, but... this was augment slots. Augments and runes. What? Wrong character. Okay. remove. You have... Yeah, so yeah, you can just take them out again. I mean, that's cool. There's something to loot, but nothing we are allowed to take. So the remaining resources I will just keep. And possibly use on the next 4. Also, nothing we can take. Okay, that was this. Now we need to go to the city. And yeah, as I mentioned, lots of talking. We need to continue there. And after that, we will try to go through that and also take this 4. And then we can focus on getting the remaining resources and whatnot. Because then we can also, I think we have enough money also to just buy a couple of the best items then. I mean, the best items we can get in these. I'm curious what's down there. Level 13. Okay, maybe another time. Okay, there's nothing. And there's the city, Etze. You enter Etze, the northern city of the Low Darga. It is an old settlement. The massive stone buildings of the Dargans are on display, but the centuries of sun and sand have left them looking worn. The ruins of Etze's once proud walls ring the city. It is a poor town, far from the affluence of the coast. The men in the streets are quiet and anxious. Eyes peer at you from windows as you pass. You have traveled enough to recognize this particular sort of fear. They sense that trouble is coming and they are getting ready. Builder Zmarei. This workshop looks more like a mage's laboratory. It is clean and quiet, and there are pens, ink, and piles of parchment everywhere. A closer look reveals that you have stumbled into a den of architects. A gold, dignified man with ink-stained fingers approaches. He has the serious look of the robot. His eyes are alert and full of intelligence. Welcome, welcome, my prince. I am Builder Alais Zmarei. My clan turns dreams into stone, and we have worked with Heaven Knights many times. We do our best despite our troubles. Tell me about the Zmarei clan. We are builders. We help take the mere rough stone and of the Low Darga and turn it into spires and halls. Our knowledge is the pride of the Rokai. So you gather stone? He is shocked. No, make him no mistake. We honor the art of the stonemasons. However, such stone is useless until it is made into the buildings. We elevate stone from dead lumps into living halls. Are there many architects' clans? Few. We are old and honored families. The Zmarei have designed buildings for 2 centuries. Each clan has its own styles and its own secrets carefully guarded. Are you related to my father's clan? I only wish. His eyes gleam with greed. I imagine what we could do with such connections. I have another question. As Builder Zmarei speaks with you, he walks from desk to desk, looking at plans and schematics. Sometimes he makes a note on one in charcoal. Other times he rolls up and hides it away to keep outsiders from learning his clan's secrets. What sort of things do you build? Any way to assemble stone, we do. From a lowly clan hall to a tower or cathedral. We work both in the Rokai and other vassals. We are very versatile, though in the row we can't make what we should be building most. Yeah, walls. What do you want to be building most? Walls for cities to protect us from raiders, thugs and beasts. It is what we should have, but Haven has chosen to forbid it because of crimes committed a century ago. You are being insolent. If I can, I will consider loosening Haven's control. I think that's actually not a bad idea in this case. You're being insolent. I apologize, Prince. We are frank people. Haven is just. I withdraw my words. I have another question. You mentioned that you are having troubles. Oh, you noticed I said that? I did not mean to burden you. You doubt that. It is only we have lost one of our best sources of stone. It has made it much harder to do our work. Tell me more. There's a massive ruin to the north, centuries old, in a miserable barren stretch of rocky desert. We get much of our best stone by dismantling its walls and roads. However, it has been infested by... and my workers can't get in there to extract the stone. If you could help us, I would pay a bounty and find stone. What infests the ruin? Beasts of all sorts, scorpions and serpents, scuttling misshaped creatures of all sorts. One day we see one, then 3. Now it is overrun and we don't know why. So you just take that ruin apart from for the stone? Of course, it is good stone, clean, weathered, very nicely dressed, and just left sitting there in the desert. It was a very good claim to grab. Nobody else was using it. I have another question. Alright. So we got a new quest, which we will not do anytime soon, but good to already get aware of all the quests around. Trader Tsuenami. This is less a workshop than a showroom where merchants can arrange deliveries of caravans of fine dagon stone. Miners and traders constantly stop in to negotiate, bicker and drink endless cups of tea. A lone man sits in the back of the hall. He is wealthy and in charge of the place, but everyone takes care not to get too close to him. He doesn't look like he has slept in weeks. When you approach and he sees who you are, he orders a banquet of snacks set out for you. Welcome, honored traveler. I am Trader Tsuenami, and this is my hall of trade. Much of our great province stone is brought and sold at my humble tables. What do you trade? Stone, all grades, all sizes, mined from our quarries and properly dressed. All grades of stone? We have as many words for stone as the Kranas has words for trees. Whether it is crude gravel for your clan's paths or the finest marble blocks for a faraway palace, we can provide it. My forts could use stone. Yes. His eye flicked towards the door again. Dots of sweat appear on his forehead. That is a problem. The building stone your forts need is not available. Not stone? What? No stone? Why? When the raiders began to attack, we had run on a medium quality fortification of stone. Then I had a hard time getting anyone to deal with me. I have another question. Trader Tsunami sits and sips tea with you. He tries to seem calm and in control, but the fabled raw resolve is failing him. He jumps at the slightest sound and constantly looks at the front door. You seem to be quite prosperous. I have been. I arrange trades in ways that make all parties feel safe and prosperous. My own claims are prosperous. We are even finding new stone in the downward dagger. He smiles and slaps his belly. It is necessary to work hard and well if I am to make my wives content. Sorry, wives? Oh, did I say wives? I meant wife. My beloved wife. Must have been a mistake. Polygamy is illegal in all of Haven's vassals. I have another question. You are very nervous. He thinks about this. I am. I don't want to trouble an honored guest, but some problems can't be ignored, even by a row. Well, I don't want to disturb you. I'll be going. I'm interested in your problem. Well, I'm a targeted man. Someone paid the Geldnas to try to kill me. That is why I sit here alone. Everyone wisely keeps a distance from me. As he talks, everyone in the hall quietly finds a good reason to retreat to the far end of the room. Now I wait for death and fail to figure out what to do. How do you know the Geldnas want to kill you? I used to have bodyguards. A lone assassin attacked us in the street. My guards chased him off. He dropped a Geldnas dagger as he fled, and we knew. My guards all quit after that, of course. They don't want to fight the Assassin's Guild. They wisely left me to my fate. Why does the Geldnas want to kill you? I don't know. That is the madness of it. If someone told me I might be able to honorably surrender, instead I'm marked for death. Is there any advantage to me getting involved with this? What can I do about it? You can speak on my behalf. Haven is one of the few forces the Geldnas answer to. The place to go is the Worm's Teeth to the north. It is a place, secret place where the Geldnas gathers, plans and takes jobs. If it's a secret, how do you know it? It is the sort of secret everyone knows. They just don't talk about it. Too dangerous. Okay, I have another question. Nope, that's it. Okay, another quest. I think we already got one quest to go there. So, Worm's Teeth. Yeah. The Geldnas. Alright. And I think that's it for today then. So next time we will continue exploring the city. And I think we will be busy with that. And after that we will move over and probably need to fight again. And clear these Fangs of Judgment, if that's possible now. I remember that we got like reinforcements to do that, but I don't think that I was there after that. We might also, I mean, we are basically passing down, and we might go to the Tower of the Erudico. Or we just quick travel there. That's probably the faster way. Yeah, let's do that. But we also need to go to the tower at some point to hand in quests and to do some like blacksmithing stuff and so on with and get new spells, I think, with all these resources here. But for that it might make sense to get this other fort, because I think that also increases the options there. And we also have this this weapon here, which needs to be reforged or something. No, chipped peps can be restored, so yeah, that would also be interesting. But that's it for now. New episodes every couple of days, so make sure to subscribe if you're interested in seeing more. And with that, thank you for watching, and hope to see you again next time. Bye bye.